Howdy. Welcome to What Does a Koala Do? I'm Kay. So I'd recently taken a couple-day break from Star Citizen. And in that time, I decided to give Elite Dangerous a try. The top competitor, I guess, for Star Citizen. Now, before Star Citizen, I hadn't really played flight or space sims much. Didn't even know 6-axis control at all. Learned it all with Star Citizen. And, whew, that was a rough learning curve. But despite the ups and downs, despite the steep learning curve and lots of bugs in Star Citizen, overall, I enjoyed the experience and actually grew to love it quite a bit. I really enjoy Star Citizen. But because of the bugs and also just server performance, I decided I'd give Elite Dangerous a try. So there's a lot of polish in places like the interface. Oh gosh, the interfaces in Elite Dangerous are so nice. I use dual sticks, as you can see here. Except for right now, while running around, I use a mouse because the controls for running with a point of view hat seem to suck pretty bad in this game. I use a mouse for running around. But that's an example. In Elite Dangerous, everything has actually been properly programmed so that if you're using sticks, you don't need the mouse at all. You can go through all the menus and everything just using the sticks. It's really nice. It's rather inconvenient to reach around the sticks when I have them mounted in place in order to use the mouse or the keyboard. So everything's on the sticks. I mean, maybe 5% of the time, maybe 2% of the time, I'll reach around to the mouse to do something. But that's usually because I just haven't mapped something to the joystick. So there's polish like that is definitely noticeable. And the fact that it's missing in Star Citizen is noticeable when I come back. And then there's also just little things like properly giving important information to the user. That gets skipped a lot in this game. There's a lot of little things like that where more information could be provided to the user, but just simply isn't because they haven't gotten around to it. You know, eventually they probably want everything to be perfect, I'm sure, but they just, you know, they're going to add a whole nother solar system. They're going to add all these features after the fact before they address important fundamentals of the game, before they address bugs. They want to keep expanding features without addressing bugs. However, Star Citizen isn't just all failure or anything. Where Star Citizen does have the polish is space combat. Let's go ahead and start up boop, 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 boop. Let's get a contract here. All the arms. Ah, yes. So here's something else that came up is recently there's a release, which means I have to grind for my certifications again. If you followed my Star Citizen Noob series, that was the whole point of that series, was to start a brand new account and grind the reputation and the certifications all the way up to max so that you can do the best bounty hunts. In this particular release, 3.16, they wiped out my certifications, so now I gotta go through each of those, but it appears they did keep my rep, so that's good. I don't have to grind for days and days or weeks to get maximum rep. So I already have that. So ideally, or theoretically, I should be able to just do these certifications back to back because I already qualify for all of them because I have all the rep I need. We'll find out if that's true. So I just queued up for the next certification. So yeah, the space combat is way, y'all, way better in Star Citizen. The feeling of the ships is just like butter. This ship feels so good. This is the first time I came back to Star Citizen after about a day and a half, 2 days of Elite Dangerous. And this ship feels so good. Just steering around like this. It's so good. Elite Dangerous, it seems like they put in the bare bones controls. Left goes left, right goes right, up, down. You know, you've got, in theory, you've got 6-axis control, but every ship just feels like a toaster with lead weights compared to the ships in Star Citizen. Even a heavy ship in Star Citizen has a, I don't know, exponential response, or at least a curved response. So as you're turning, it feels heavy, but then it still feels smooth. Whereas moving almost every single ship that I've tried so far in Elite Dangerous, which is granted, I don't know, 6 ships that I tried, even the lightest, most maneuverable ship feels like it's grinding, and it's sluggish, a little bit unresponsive. So yeah, that game's been out for years, and it seems like they still haven't gotten combat as smooth as Star Citizen has. So definitely a point in favor of Star Citizen. If I want to focus on dogfighting, which I do, that's why I play these games. That's why I have these sticks. It's because I want to do dogfighting, and I want to fly a ship. Well, all of that just feels immeasurably better in Star Citizen. Also about space combat. So I have had I've had a frustrating time in both games. When I first learned, when I first got into Star Citizen, I didn't even know how to fly with keyboard and mouse. I didn't know how to fly with a stick or 2 sticks. All of it was challenging because it was all new to me. But I'd like to think I'm decent at 3D spatial awareness, and I feel like I learned how to take control of my ship, and maybe, let's say, over the course of a month. I watched some good videos, and Avenger 1, a lot of tips on dogfighting, and just learning a better grasp on fundamentals, right? Well, those translated very well into Star Citizen. Those same fundamentals don't seem to translate very well into Elite Dangerous. The enemies seem to have perfect aim in Elite Dangerous, where I am corkscrewing, I am J-hooking, I am nosing up early. I'm practicing all the fundamentals that helped me succeed quite a bit in this game. Practicing those fundamentals made a huge difference in this game between I'm gonna hit all the wrong buttons now. Between learning how to dogfight and actually just succeeding in 99% of my dogfights. I've taken the quickest, lowest DPS racer and taken on multiple hurricanes at the same time with that. But I've also taken a super slow, heavy ship with massive firepower and taken on hammerheads. And so there's a huge spread of experience that I've gained in Star Citizen. And all of it has directly been affected by practicing fundamentals. But trying to take those same fundamentals into Elite Dangerous, it's, I'm corkscrewing, I'm doing everything I need, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. I'm getting hit every single time the enemy shoots me because they have perfect aim. They have perfect prediction of trajectory. So if I'm turning a certain way, it doesn't matter. It's automatically going to hit me when it shoots. Which means evasive maneuvers are almost completely pointless. I've read on the boards, the best way to fight against NPCs is to kill them before they kill you. So in Elite Dangerous, the combat model seems to favor build up as much money as possible, drop as much money on a ship as possible, get your armor and shields and guns up, and then just don't even play the evasion game. Just sit there and take it and give so much damage the other ship blows up before you do. Well, so that's great if all I want to do is other gameplay loops to build up my money and then spend it on sitting still and taking everything out. And there's a place for that. Sometimes I enjoy doing that in the Redeemer or a Constellation Andromeda here in Star Citizen, where I go face first into it. I'll maneuver a little bit to avoid some fire, but I'm not that worried about evasive maneuvers. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to give so much damage that the other side's going to blow up first. As long as I just keep moving gently, I'm going to avoid, I don't know, some of the fire. So it's the stand and bang mentality that has its place in Star Citizen. But I'm not stuck with that. I don't have only that option in Star Citizen. I'm in a Hornet Ghost right now, which last time I played was my favorite experience of all. We'll see. I suspect there's going to be an adjustment period. So every single one of these new certifications are on, well, at least so far for me, are on planet or moon side. I have to actually enter an atmosphere. But my friend, when he got into 3.16, he said he did a certification which was out in the asteroids. So I really don't know what the pattern is here yet. Alright. I mean, yeah, we are definitely in atmosphere. I gotta dodge terrain. Hey, 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 hey. Chill out. Having to watch the terrain is a real bummer because this guy's getting underneath me. I find it curious that he doesn't care about the terrain at all. It really should technically be just as deadly for him as it is for me. You know, I've got gimbals on this thing. I should use them. Alright. So as you get into more expensive ships in Elite Dangerous, there's a somewhat similar insurance claim system in that game, except you actually pay a percentage of the value of your ship, as well as everything you've put into the ship. It turns out those modifications to the ship are way more valuable than the ship itself. So you run up that insurance tab quite a bit. So I finally got to a point where I invested, oh gosh, I don't know, 7 million credits or whatever. A very arbitrary amount if you don't play the game, but about 7 million credits into a ship. It was a significant jump up to like a medium-sized ship. In my absence of true knowledge of scale, just trying to make analogies to Star Citizen, maybe it was like upgrading to a Cuddy Black from a Mustang. I don't know. Maybe. Or it could even be more similar to upgrading to this. Upgrading to a Hornet Ghost from a Mustang. So anyway, so I took this ship. It's called the Asp Explorer. And I loaded it up with a handful of combat upgrades. And all of its stats are significantly higher than the beginning ship I was in. However, now, if I die in that ship, it costs me 350,000 credits, which I really didn't have a lot of money left over after buying the ship and putting even low-end upgrades in it. Well, I took that thing into combat, and it just crumpled. The enemy could take way more damage than I can, and just, 4 or 5 well-placed shots, and not only did I lose any progress that I made collecting bounties, but I also lost 350,000 credits due to dying. It's very frustrating. And it feels like in that game, I need to drop, 50 million more credits into that ship to get the very best shields, the very best hull, the very best everything. And then I have to learn engineering, which allows you to customize the parts and make them even more efficient. And I've got to max that ship out to actually have a chance at succeeding in one-on-one combat. And that means grinding for I don't know, weeks to finally have an enjoyable experience in combat? I think that's very ridiculous. I proved in my series that it does take skill. You have to get familiar with your controls and you got to practice and you'll eat some deaths. But in Star Citizen, I could start a brand new account with a Mustang Alpha and immediately take that all the way up the ranks to VHRT at least. I didn't really use the Mustang against a Hammerhead because that's a pain in the ass. So, so if you've developed at least some flight and combat skills, you can take the cheapest ship in this game and take it to near the end of NPC challenge in ship combat. But in Elite Dangerous, yeah, those skills don't translate. Being able to do evasive maneuvers doesn't matter. You're gonna get hit anyways. So you have to counter it by simply making so much money that you have the most hit points possible. And then you stand and bang. And if stand and bang is the only option you have to do any one-on-one combat, well, to me that fails. I don't play space sims or flight sims so that I can just stand and bang. There's no skill involved in that. It's all money grinding. So I guess the expectation in Elite Dangerous is you're going to do everything other than combat to grind your money just so you can win a one-on-one. I don't get the logic in that. So there's a lot of options on how to make money, but combat is not a realistic one. So early on in the game in Elite Dangerous, you can go to like resource gathering zones, and there'll be miners there that mine, for whatever, for resources. But there'll be pirates in the area too, and eventually the pirates will mess with the miners and try to steal their stuff, and they'll become wanted. And then also in the area, hopefully, there are patrols of space cops, and eventually the space cops will engage the pirates or the wanted criminals. And the most ideal way to make money very early on, if you want combat, is to follow these cops around or follow the wanted people around for a very long time and wait till they finally run into each other and start combat. You wait for them to build up some threat on each other, so they're focused on each other, and then you get a few pew-pews in there on the criminals. And that way, when they die, even if the police did the majority of the damage, you get credit for the kill, and you get to collect a bounty. But it's very hit or miss. You could be flying around a very long time before action happens. And then when it does happen, it might not give you credit. It's very flaky. You could be sitting there just pew-pewing your little heart out, and then the cops kill them, and you don't get credit at all. So it only works sometimes, and I haven't been able to determine why it doesn't work sometimes. Also, if at any point in time you actually land several shots, the enemy could turn on you, and there's a very high percentage that you're going to die very quickly if they turn on you. Even in my somewhat modified Asp Explorer, the ship that cost me several million, even in that, it just took a handful of shots and I was dead, and everything I'd worked towards was lost. So if you want to do combat, that's what you're limited to. You're limited to following the police around until they finally get into a fight, and being very careful to only barely tag the enemies while they're fighting, and then waiting for them to die and hope that you get the leftovers. So if you really want to do one-on-one combat, you're dead, man. You're dead. You're not going to succeed at any one-on-one combat until you really dump a ton of cash in. So yes, that's a very severe bummer. All right, gonna do another one of these. Let's see if they all end up on the surface. Yeah, combat's better in Star Citizen in so many ways. It's people would definitely argue that things aren't balanced in Star Citizen. There are definitely some meta options, but it's not a matter of you absolutely cannot do these things in other ships. It's just there's a handful of ships where it's going to be the easiest. And I feel like Elite Dangerous is maybe not entirely, but very close to all or nothing. Very close to you have to have the top ships. Now, some of you might say, well, a lot of people play Elite Dangerous. How do they do it? Well, from all the tutorials I've watched and all the handful of things I've tried, they don't do combat. You go out and you either mine or you explore for hours and hours and hours before you can afford to start dumping everything you have into a fighter. If you even do that. So let's go to the next point. Exploration. Exploration's way different. I'd say exploration definitely, without a doubt, favors Elite Dangerous. That game has got it going on when it comes to exploration because it's a finished game, and it's very polished in that sense. It is supposedly a 1-to-1 representation of the Milky Way, in that the sizes are supposed to be accurate, the vast distances of space in between stars, that just the whole scale of the Milky Way is supposed to be accurate. It feels that way. You traverse those spaces by having magnitudes of travel speed. The travel system's pretty good for handling that. Here we are in the middle of a quantum jump or whatever, quantum travel in Star Citizen, and I have no choice but to sit here and watch this play out at a set speed. Now, on one hand, it means I can go make a coffee, I can go make a sandwich, I can do whatever, I can go take a dump, and then come back, and maybe it will be done with this travel. Probably not. It takes so damn long. But it is automated, so you can go step away and come back. If you step away for too long, though, it's going to log you out, in which case you can be right back where you started. You got to do it all over again. Or if you're AFK too long, some griefers might come along and kill your lifeless ship, and you right back where you started. There's no mini game, there's no system in place to speed up this process. In Elite Dangerous, it's a little bit of a mini game. You actually can through your controls, while you're in the equivalent to quantum travel, you can constantly accelerate until you reach magnitudes, multiples of the speed of light. And you'll see your time remaining will constantly reduce as your speed grows. And it becomes a little bit of a balancing act as you get close to your target. It takes a little bit of skill and practice to end up at your target as efficiently and quickly as possible. Not undershooting, not overshooting. It can be frustrating because if the game decides it didn't detect your de-throttling, well, then you're going to overshoot. So that's frustrating. But for the most part, you get used to it. You take a little extra precaution so that the game doesn't screw you over, and then you land nicely right in front of your target, many, many light years from where you started. That game system that mini game is engaging. And it doesn't force me to be in 8-minute long quantum jumps. I have to sit here and wait this whole damn time. I'm not forced to do that when I do, what do they call it? Frame shifting. So when you're frame shifting, you get to play the mini game, and it means you're going to get there in whatever. If you played efficiently, maybe it took you a minute or 2 minutes to jump inside a solar system. It's even faster than that if you're jumping from system to system. If you're going across, interstellar space, then it could just take like, I don't know, 10, 12 seconds. Way better than this right here. So that's just one aspect of exploration. The mini game of actually light speed travel is nice. But the size of the galaxy is huge, and there's a lot of things to see. You can make very valid amounts of money just exploring. You go to each solar system, you scan the planets, you scan all sorts of things in the planets, and you get, I don't know, the equivalent of, you accrue vouchers for credits. And then after you've traveled from a given place, let's say you scanned all the planets in a solar system, once you travel further than 20 light years from it, you can turn in those vouchers for your exploration in one of those systems further away, and they'll pay you for it. And there's even a well-documented website. There's really great resources for both of these games. There's really great resources online. But if you use this one particular resource, eddb.io, for Elite Dangerous, actually that's one of the resources. There's multiple resources for Road to Riches. So you'd look up Elite Dangerous Road to Riches if you were doing this. And you plot a course from your current solar system, and it will lay out all of the solar systems step by step that will pay the most for exploration. So that becomes like one of the best ways to make money in the game. So if combat isn't your main focus, then Elite Dangerous for the win. I'm looking at you people. If you just want to explore, it's peaceful. It's very rewarding monetarily. You see a lot of beautiful things. You see some very beautiful stars, and I even came across what looked like a pulsar. It was a neutron star that was emitting massive gamma ray bursts from either pole. It was, I don't know, maybe breathtaking. It was pretty darn awe-inspiring. So yeah, that's a wonderful gameplay. Now, I haven't done mining much in this game, and I haven't done mining at all in the other game. But they both have mining gameplay loops. And just from watching videos of both, it seems like Elite Dangerous is more rewarding. Both, it's satisfying to destroy an asteroid, beautiful graphics of an asteroid blowing up, and also just monetarily, it pays so well to do mining once you have the rig. Whereas, mining is a big gameplay loop in Star Citizen. A lot of people prefer to mine instead of do combat. But in my experience, and talking to other people and seeing how much money they can make in an hour, combat competes pretty well with mining as far as how much money you can make per hour. Whereas it appears that mining just above and beyond pays better in Elite Dangerous than your other gameplay loops. So if you really want to grind money, you grind enough to make a really nice mining rig, and then you go mine, and yeah, you make insane amounts of money. Then you can go load up a super fighter like I talked about earlier, and maybe you finally stand a chance in combat. But it's almost like you're kind of forced into a loop. Explore to make a little bit of money, so that you can finally mine to make a lot of money, so you can finally do one-on-one ship combat. Whereas in Star Citizen, I played this game because of ship combat, and I can go right into it from day one with a starter ship, and I can do ship combat. So, if you favor exploration, or possibly even mining, Elite Dangerous, I think, wins. If you favor combat, then Star Citizen wins. I hope you didn't tune into this one to see expert space combat. Almost all my videos focus on space combat. This video is a little different because I just want to yap. I want to talk about the differences between the two games. Maybe I can piss off both groups of people. Both groups of people are overall kind of sensitive about their game. Don't like criticism. Whatever. I see some good in both. I see some bad in both. Maybe they could just like have sex and have like the super space sim baby. That would be just awesome. Yeah. Dangerous citizen, elite citizen, star dangerous. I don't care. Take the best of both games and it'd be the best game I've ever played in my life. I think in the long run, if I don't die of old age, I think Star Citizen has the potential to encompass all those things I like about Elite Dangerous and do them even better. But right now, Elite Dangerous does a handful of things better, and they are an actual released game. So there are the occasional bugs, but they are very infrequent compared to Star Citizen, where you get to play the game of what bug will I taste today? What 20 bugs will I taste today in Star Citizen, right? So I have talked about combat in general. Flight feels so much better in this game. Targeting feels so much better in this game. I feel like I feel like I have control over my targeting. Sometimes it doesn't register my hits, and that's frustrating. But I feel like for the most part, as long as I'm within range, and as long as I'm practicing my piloting skills, I have direct control over landing my shots and getting kills. If you watch enough of my videos, you'll see, I mean, I sucked so bad in the beginning. But as I've played, I got better and better at staying on target and landing shots. And I like to see that improvement due to my skill. It feels like I have control over the outcome. Which, I mean, gosh, it's a game. Shouldn't I feel empowered to some degree? Now, in Elite Dangerous, you do have to get on your target. But even with a gimbaled system that somewhat mimics gimbals in Star Citizen, you get in the general vicinity of your target with your reticle, and then it sort of locks onto your target for you and gets more specific, more accurate hits. Just being in the vicinity. However, it's like shooting a full auto cannon in this game at too far a range and just hoping you hit your target. Elite Dangerous definitely feels like there is a bunch of rolling of dice in the background to see if you actually hit your target or not. Lots of rolling of dice. You can just sit there and hold down, and maybe you hit your target, maybe you don't. It does not feel like I have direct control over success. Again, you just dump so much money into your ship. It's almost like playing D&D. You just raise your stats so high that the randomness is in your favor. And I've played games where that's what I wanted. I wanted randomness. I wanted to build up my stats. I've played a lot of role-playing games over the years. But when I play a space dogfighting game, I don't want to roll dice and pretend I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons. That is not the desired result, you know? Alright, I need to get down to SCM. Oh wow, this is crazy. You see how many targets are there? What is up with this stuff, man? And this control of this ship is wonky as hell, man. This is I have very limited experience. Get an idea where the land is here. Everything's just dark on dark. I mean, it's exciting. You know what I don't like, though? I don't like being pitted up against 4 targets at the same time. That seems like overkill. Man, I did all those maneuvers and finally got my shields back up. This kind of sucks, man. Of course, there's going to be people that love how hard it is. I'm so hardcore. I love it when things put stuff down my throat. Okay, dude. You do you, I guess. I still like a fair fight to some degree. This is... I mean, I got my objective done, but I'm pretty much sacrificing myself to get the objective done. Alright, so 4 dudes... That's just too much. Okay, well, I'm hitting everything I can. Yeah, missiles still hit me, even though I dumped a whole bunch of decoys. Nah. Yeah, it looks like I'm just gonna eat a death here. Well, I mean, if this is the future of everything I'm going to do in this game, this is definitely kind of, in my opinion, this is not cool. I don't want every single fight to be me against 4 freaking people on a planet's surface. I mean, I took a couple of them out, but this is crazy hard, man. I'm constantly just... And I gotta dodge the ground while I'm at it. Too bad these guys don't worry about the ground at all. I mean, I don't even know where I'm going. It would be so nice. Of course my shields are hit. They're hit non-stop, man. Jeez. Anyways. I think that could have been a lot more fun if they just didn't put 4 people on me right from the beginning. I don't know. I don't know what the correct approach is there then. When you're that outnumbered and you already don't have the same maneuverability as you do in space, do you just gun it right for the objective and then just get the hell out of Dodge? Just speed out of there after you kill him? I'm so turned around. I hope I can still get bounties in space. I don't know that I'll make videos for Elite Dangerous yet, because I don't know, man. Exploration seems like that'd be awfully boring for other people to watch. Seems like combat's a lot more interesting to watch. If these videos ever blow up and a lot of people see, I'll try to keep an eye on the comments. And, you know, even right now, if you're one of the small handful of people watching these videos when they first come out, let me know what you want to see. And I'll see if I can cater to that. Maybe my impression of what's entertaining is off. We'll see. Anyways, I don't know that this particular video was super entertaining, but I hope it was informative. If you play either of the games, let me know what you think down there. And if you're considering playing one of the games, I hope that was helpful in informing you. Anyways, thanks for watching. You have a great day. Sub a like. Or don't.